Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one relative to the Deshaun Watson suspension.
Hey, Thad from Youngstown. After the decision was handed down today for the 6-game suspension, I predicted 4 to 6. But deep down, I didn't want any. I thought he shouldn't have been suspended. But the NFL has to do what they have to do. But in Goodell, he still can make his decision, which I think he shouldn't. But that's another story. But my problem with this is the pundits on all the talk shows like ESPN, NFL Network. They keep on putting Deshaun Watson down. Well, he had 30 accusers and all of this stuff. You know what? Let this man have a break, please. He's paid these women. He's gone through all the ridicule. It's time for everyone to move on. Hopefully, Goodell will see that too. This guy is trying to do everything he can to move on. Even the fans of Cleveland have embraced him. Just your thoughts on this. I appreciate you taking my call. Love the show.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Tim, when I hear the national people talk, I get it. They're not as kind of dialed in with it. Like a lot of them that don't realize that the NFL interviewed 12. It went from 5 to 4. They keep throwing around the numbers, and 30 and 24 and 66 in the New York Times. Those are staggering numbers. And if you haven't been following it as closely as Cleveland fans have, it looks a lot worse than it does when you realize what was put before Sue Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing we have to remember with Judge Robinson, obviously she's a former federal judge. She's never had to deal with any matters like this before relating to the NFL personal conduct policy. So she's just going to go off the evidence that's presented to her. And as we know from, all the reporting that's happened in the last month, that the NFL didn't exactly present the most evidence that it could have. Again, they only picked about 5 cases to present. It ended up being 4 that were counted. The NFL apparently only talked to 12 of the women that were accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct. Now, again, in Judge Robinson's opinion, obviously finding multiple violations of the personal conduct policy, she found that obviously Watson was guilty of certain things that were done, that he wasn't completely off the hook for the things he had been accused of. So that's why he gets the suspension. But I think, you have to understand there are mitigating factors as to why it's only 6 games. Again, the limited evidence that's presented, past precedents, I think, plays a role in it. I mean, Daniel Wallach, you had before, obviously, had some great stuff out there about why it was limited to just 6 games. So I think that's kind of the thing that kind of gets lost when you really only have like a 30,000-foot view of the whole situation, when you're not engrossed in it like we are here when we focus heavily on the Browns and this whole Deshaun Watson situation.
Yeah, and again, the national media is the national media. You can't really get caught up in what they think anyway. All right.